you're asking the court to hold him in contempt
Yes,
and potentially have him handcuffed and jailed like we just saw in the hearing before us.
correct.
When he's a couple days late on child support.
DF 2404935. Councils, will you please announce for the record?
Brad Berlin here for petitioner Ariel Sykes.
Thank you.
Yes, good morning, Judge. Attorney Alexis Lindvall here for respondent Justin Sykes.
Thank you all so much. Will those who intend to testify please stand and raise your right hand? Do you both swear or affirm that the testimony you'll give will be the truth and the whole truth? Thank you. You both may be seated. We're here today on the First amended motion for enforcement of child support that's been on file with the court since February 25th of 2026. Is that correct? All right. You all will be given, well, prior to that, we spoke about some exhibits that were pre-admitted. They will be admitted at this time. So movements 1 through 4 are admitted and respondents 1 through 7 are admitted. You all will have 15 minutes aside, and that will include any opening and closing statements should you all choose to make them. Attorney Berline, Attorney Berline, would you like to make an opening statement at this time?
I would briefly, Your Honor.
Okay, you may proceed.
Your Honor, this is our enforcement, mother's enforcement. It's a child support enforcement, Your Honor. We are alleging 15 separate violations of late payment of support. The order that's on file in this case requires child support to be paid on the 1st of each month. And on 15 separate occasions, respondent has failed to pay child support timely. Respondent might say in this case, well, I've paid all of my support and this motion is frivolous. However, I would reiterate to the court that the Fifth Court of Appeals in Dallas has said the fact that an obligor may not be in arrears in child support payments at the time of contempt hearing does not excuse the fact that he has not made the support payments on the dates on which the payments were ordered due. And that's exactly what we have here, Your Honor. The late payments have caused my client trouble paying her rent on time, getting groceries for her child, and we need it to stop. We need payments to come in on time. Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Counsel, would you like to make an opening statement?
Yes, Judge, briefly.
You may proceed.
Your Honor, this is not a contempt case. The decree defines delinquency as more than 30 days or a month of unpaid support. Out of the 15 violations mother alleges, this has happened one time. However, every payment was made, and in fact, we believe that the evidence will show that my client has actually overpaid at this point. The OAG financial activity report and the OAG record and both parties' evidence actually confirms this. What we have here, Your Honor, is a timing dispute. We are talking about days, not defaults. This is not willful compliance or willful non-compliance for the purposes of contempt. Accordingly, Your Honor, we are here asking the court to deny Ms. Sykes' enforcement and award my client all of his attorney's fees incurred in me having to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you. Counsel, you may call your first witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm going to call my client, Ariel Sykes.
Ma'am, if you just have a seat right here and just pull the microphone closest to your mouth.
It said there wasn't a signature. It goes on page 8.
It's on page 9. Counsel, whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Sykes, can you please state your full name for the court?
Yes, it's legally Ariel Park.
Thank you, Ms. Park. There was an order for child support entered in your case back in December 19th of 2024. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And it ordered Justin Sykes to pay you $14.72 in current child support.
Yes,
Okay. And it also ordered him to pay you $305.79 in cash notes.
yes.
And what was the due date for those payments?
The first of every month.
Thank you. And those payments started back in November of 2024.
Yes, that's correct.
Initially, how are you receiving child support payments from Mr. Sykes?
Via Venmo or Zelle.
Was there a reason why he was paying you directly?
Yes, he said I should not sign up through the OHE because the payments would be late, probably about a month late.
All right, guys, today we are going straight into a courtroom moment that sets the tone instantly. The attorney doesn't ease into it. He comes out with a heavy accusation, suggesting contempt, handcuffs, and even jail over child support delays. What makes this powerful is how quickly the stakes are raised. In just seconds, the case shifts from a routine enforcement hearing into something far more intense. The question hanging in the air is whether a few days' delay can truly justify such extreme consequences in court.
If we pay through the portal.
Okay, and he did pay you informally for some period of time, correct?
Yes,
Was that period roughly November of 2024 to May of 2025?
yes,
And you're not disputing that you received those payments.
I'm not
And
disputing that.
you're willing to give him credit for those informal payments.
Yes,
Were any of those payments made on time?
I think the first couple were made on the first two.
Okay. Can you take a look at what I have marked as mom's exhibit 1 in front of you?
Yes,
You recognize that?
yes,
Is this an affidavit of direct payments that you completed?
yes.
Okay, and take a look there for me and tell me how many payments that you admit were paid informally were made on time.
One payment was made on the first.
Okay. After May of 2025, did you start receiving payments formally through the state?
Yes, I did.
Have any of those payments been made on time?
No,
I want you to look at what I have marked as mom's 2. You recognize that document?
yes,
And is that a updated child support payment record that we've received from the state of Texas?
yes,
Do you see any dates listed there which show child support payments made on the first of each one?
no,
Is Mr. Sykes employed?
yes.
Is he employed for a company or is he self-employed?
He's self-employed.
And in your order, there was a suspension of withholding, is that correct? Were his payments ever withheld from his paychecks withheld?
I'm not sure if that means.
Does he have an employer that can withhold the child support amount from the paychecks before he gets them?
No, he does not.
Okay, he's self-employed.
Yes,
So he gets to determine when he makes the payments.
yes,
Okay. Once you look at mom's 3, are those proof, is that proof of the Venmo payments that were made or Zelle payments made directly to you?
yes.
Okay. What happens when he pays the child support late?
I cannot pay my rent on time and I incur eviction notices and late fees through my apartment
Now, how often does that happen?
nearly every month.
Okay. Has it given you trouble getting groceries, paying other bills and expenses?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And you're here today asking the court to order Mr. Sykes to pay by the first of the month.
Yes, please.
Okay. And we've also asked that the court order he pay a bond, and at the amount of at least $10,000. Is that right?
Yes,
And in the case of future enforcements or future late payments.
correct.
Okay. That's what we're sharing.
All right, Cross.
Yes, ma'am. Is your salary approximately $68,000 a year?
Is that before or after taxes?
Your salary, so before taxes.
Before taxes? No, I've gotten raises since that number.
Okay, so what is your annual salary, ma'am?
I believe it's, I just got an increase in March, so I believe it's 85,000 roughly.
Okay, you're earning $85,000 a year.
Correct.
I'm gonna look at the violations that you alleged in your enforcement, your first amended enforcement. For violation number 1, you're alleging that my client did not pay his December 2024 child support until December 2nd.
Correct.
And you acknowledge that he paid you the support, but that it was 1 day late.
Yes.
Violation number 2, you allege that he paid your January 1st child support on January 3rd.
Yes.
The mother's attorney lays down the foundation of the case, framing it as a repeated pattern of violations rather than isolated incidents. He argues there are 15 separate late payments, all breaching a clear court order requiring support on specific dates. The emotional weight increases as he connects these delays to real-life harm, rent issues, groceries, and financial instability for the child. This is where the enforcement claim becomes more than paperwork. It turns into a narrative of ongoing hardship caused by inconsistent payments and alleged disregard for court deadlines.
So you acknowledge that he paid you, but that it was 2 days late.
Correct.
Violation number 3, you allege that he paid you, but he paid you on February 3rd instead of February 1st. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Violation number 4, you allege that he paid you, but he paid you on March 6th instead of March 1st.
That's correct.
Violation number 5, you state that your April 1st, 2025, or your April 2025 child support payment, that you didn't receive that until April 3rd.
Correct.
So he was 2 days late.
That's correct.
You're asking the court to hold him in contempt
Yes.
and potentially have him handcuffed and jailed like we just saw in the hearing before us.
Correct.
When he's a couple days late on child support,
It's been actually 2 months.
objection, non-responsive.
Sustain.
When he's a couple days late on child support, you're asking for the court to have him incarcerated, ma'am.
It's been more than a couple of days, ma'am.
Objection, non-responsive.
Sustain.
I'm just talking about the violations that we just went over, violations 1 through 5.
Oh, yes, that's correct.
Violations 6 and 7, admittedly, payments were a little bit later this go around. We have May 14th and June 11th, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And you acknowledged again that you received payment on those months
Yes, correct.
and within the month that the payment was due.
On May 14th and June 11th. What you said?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I need to look at this. May.
And you've received all the child support payments, correct?
I have not received May yet.
But we're talking about 2025. You have received May and June 2025.
Yes, correct.
In your own exhibit 3, and you just testified to the fact that my client has paid you directly, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And have you had a chance to review the OAG financial activity report in this case?
Yes, I have.
Okay. And so you're aware that those direct payments are actually not reflected on the OAG financial activity report, correct?
I have submitted my all paperwork needed on my end. I'm not sure why it's not reflected on there.
But you agree with me that the payments that my client made to you directly are not reflected on the OAG financial activity report at this time, correct?
I don't know. I'm not in charge of that, so I don't know why they haven't reflected.
And it's binder in front of you, that's a skinny white binder. If you wouldn't mind grabbing that for me, please, ma'am. If you turn to tab 1 for me, please, Father's Exhibit F1. You acknowledge that you received this letter through your attorney over 2 months ago, correct?
Correct.
And it asked you to non-suit your case,
That's correct.
and you chose to proceed anyways, correct?
That's correct.
It asked you to sign a direct payment affidavit to reconcile the OAG payment log to reflect payments made to you directly, correct?
I had already done that.
Okay. Did you or your attorney ever tell us that you had submitted that to the OAG prior to coming here today?
I believe so. We spoke about that, my attorney and I.
But you don't have any evidence here today that that was provided to us and told to us that it was submitted to the OAG, correct?
I don't believe that that's under my jurisdiction.
So ma'am, would you agree with me if the OAG payment log shows that he's about 1 month behind on child support? You agree with me that that's the fact right now, right?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that, please?
Sorry, that was a confusing question. You agree with me that the OAG financial activity report currently reflects that my client is 1 month behind on his support obligation?
To my knowledge, he is 1 month behind.
And you agree with me that there are a handful of payments that you received that have not been reconciled on the OAG payment log at this time, is that correct?
I don't know the numbers. Whenever I go to see if they've corrected it, I still see numbers in that tab. I don't know what the total is.
Would you agree with me that if the OAG actually reconciled the accounting to reflect the payments that you received directly, my client would actually be overpaid in child support at this time?
I don't, and I don't know where that number came from.
Objection, non-responsive.
Sustain after I don't.
Violation 8 and violation 9, ma'am, of your amended enforcement. You claim that you received the July 2025 child support, but you received it on July 15th, correct?
That's correct.
And you claim that you received the August 2025 child support, but you received it on August 19th, is that correct?
That's correct.
So again, you're not complaining that you didn't receive that child support. What we have here is another timing issue, correct?
That's correct.
Your exhibit 4 consists of your attorney's invoices. When we total it up, we see that you've incurred over $8,000 in attorney's fees, not including what you're incurring today. Does that sound accurate?
Yes.
The defense immediately reframes the entire hearing, pushing back hard against the contempt framing. Instead of a willful violation, they call it a timing dispute, arguing payments were made but simply not on the exact dates. The key strategy here is minimizing intent, shifting from misconduct to scheduling inconsistency. They even suggest the father may have overpaid overall once all records are reconciled. This turns the case on its head, challenging whether there is any real contempt at all or just administrative confusion around payment tracking.
And yet it's possible once the OAG reconciles payments that you've received directly, it could show that my client has actually overpaid you by near that same amount.
That is incorrect.
I don't have time to go through all the remaining violations with you, ma'am, but just to be clear, you have received all of the monthly child support payments that you're owed at this point.
Up until May, yes.
May 2026.
May 2026, yes.
Ma'am, do you think it's reasonable that you've incurred over $8,000 in attorney's fees when there's a possibility that you've been overpaid child support?
I don't believe there is any possibility that I have overpaid child support.
Okay, say for the sake of conversation that you have not been overpaid child support. Do you still think it's reasonable that you've incurred $8,000 to be here today when you acknowledge that you have received all of the payments that you're owed except for one?
I do, because I've made.
Objection, non-responsive, after I do.
Sustain.
Do you think it's reasonable that your daughter's father goes to jail over this?
I would prefer he not go to jail.
Ma'am, do you understand that in your amended enforcement petition, you asked the judge to put him in jail over this?
I understand that.
Do you understand my client's self-employed?
I understand that.
And so you understand that you will absolutely not receive child support timely, and likely not at all, if he is incarcerated.
I understand that.
And you're here requesting that anyways.
I would prefer he's not incarcerated, but yes, I understand that's part of this.
Pass the witness.
Okay. Counsel, you have exactly 4 minutes and 58 seconds left. Attorney Berlani, you have 13 minutes and 2 seconds.
Ms. Sykes, we filed a proposed order in this case, is that right?
Yes,
And we asked that the court suspend any commitment of Mr. Sykes, is that correct?
I'm sorry, can you?
We asked the court to put Mr. Sykes on probation, is that correct?
Yes,
Now, you're aware that, council brought up the issue of the letter that she sent to us. You recall that question?
Yes.
You're aware that prior to that letter being sent to us, I contacted Ms. Limbaugh.
Yes.
And I talked to Ms. Limbaugh about the potential to settle this case.
Yes.
Okay, and I informed you that I wasn't able to do that.
Correct.
And essentially Ms. Limbaugh's letter was a demand that we dismiss our case.
Yes.
Wasn't a settlement letter. It was a letter demanding that we dismiss our case and she won't go after her attorney's fees.
Yes.
Okay. How often have you brought this up, this late payment issue to Mr. Sykes?
It's been multiple times, pleas, emails, texts.
What happens when you bring it up to him?
He tells me that I can take him to court and I can demand that the court take care of it.
Does he take you seriously?
I don't think so.
Even after we filed our case, did he continue to make late payments?
Yes, he continued to make late payments after we filed our case.
Even after we amended our petition in this case, did he continue to make late payments?
Yes, that's correct.
Has he ever made any payments on time outside of the first payment that he made?
No,
Are you claiming that you haven't received all of the child support?
I'm not.
What are you claiming?
I'm claiming that I would like him to pay me on the first of each month or as close as possible, or at least give me notice to when to expect that I can receive my child support payments.
You believe the court order should be followed exactly to a T?
Yes,
And if the court order were to be followed exactly to a T, when are the payments due?
first of every month.
Have there been occasions where Mr. Sykes has been over 30 days late on payments?
Yes,
How often has that occurred?
2 times, 2 months.
Do you recall when those months were?
Yes, September 2025 and February 2026.
February 2026, so this year,
Yes,
after we filed our enforcement,
yes,
he paid over 30 days late.
yes,
Was that a slap in the face to you?
yes,
Are you struggling to make your bills on time?
yes.
What does Mr. Sykes do for a living?
He's an interior designer.
Does he work for Home Goods?
No, he works for very high-end residential, primarily residential projects and clients.
Does he make good money?
Yes,
And you used to be married to him, correct?
yes.
Okay, and you separated back in 2023? Let me rephrase that. You were divorced back in 2023.
2024, December 2024.
Right, okay.
It
Um,
was
No,
finalized.
you're right. Thank you for clarifying that. Do you recall how much he was making per month at the time you guys were married?
And he said he was making about 20 to 25,000 a month,
Okay. And so more than you, right?
much more.
Okay. And has he made any recent purchases?
Yes, he's
Objection, relevance.
What's the relevance?
Your Honor, she called my client's income into question, implying that she can afford to receive these payments late, I guess. I think it's relevant, for us to show that Mr. Sykes has the ability to pay on time, he just is choosing not to.
Okay, well, you said recent purchases. That could be anything. That could be gas.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Has Mr. Sykes purchased expensive vehicles recently?
yes,
Objection, speculation.
Would you like to take her on the voir dire?
Yes.
Go ahead.
This segment gives the emotional backbone of the case as the mother takes the stand and explains the real-world impact of the payment delays. She describes how late child support consistently disrupted her ability to pay rent on time, leading to late fees and eviction warnings. She also highlights struggles with basic necessities like groceries and household expenses. The testimony paints a picture of financial instability tied directly to inconsistent support. She confirms payments were initially made informally, but even those were rarely on time, strengthening her argument that delays were a recurring pattern affecting her stability and her child's well-being.
Ma'am, you agree with me that you've been divorced from my client for over a year now, correct?
that's correct.
Okay, you're not privy to his finances anymore, correct?
That's correct.
You don't go with him to look at vehicles or visit car lots, is that correct?
That's correct.
You aren't there if he were to purchase the vehicle while he was signing the paperwork, correct?
Correct.
So you actually have no knowledge regarding how much a vehicle that he purchased would have cost, correct?
Correct.
Nothing further.
Your Honor, if I could ask one follow-up question.
Go ahead.
Has Mr. Science told you about purchases that he's made?
My daughter and Mr. Sykes have told me about 2 vehicles.
Objection, hearsay as to what her daughter has told her.
Sustained.
Sorry, Your Honor.
You have one more question on the, go ahead.
With regard to what Mr. Sykes has told you, what has he told you about the vehicles he purchased?
Yes, he told me that his second luxury vehicle he purchased was a gift, a client gift in exchange for work, and that the client was unable to pay a past invoice, and so gave him his Porsche.
Okay. So Mr. Sykes is driving a Porsche around, but he can't seem to make his child support payments on time.
And a Range Rover, yes.
I'll pass the witness.
Objection, non-responsive.
So, non-responsive, sustained to non-responsive and overruled as to the, relevance. Right? Anything,
I pass the witness, Your Honor.
okay, anything further from this witness?
No, Judge, thank you.
Okay, ma'am, you may return to your seat.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Counsel, you may call your next witness.
I'm gonna call myself, Your Honor.
All right, you may proceed.
I'm a licensed attorney.
I'll stipulate to opposing counsel's qualifications.
Okay,
Your Honor, I've submitted what I have marked as Mom's Exhibit 4, which is copies of our attorney fee invoices in connection with this case. We've had several exhibit conferences in this case, I think 2 exactly. I did amend my pleadings after Ms. Sykes sent her letter. Because Ms. Sykes was making the argument that her client, I think essentially she's making the argument that as long as her client pays the child support, it doesn't matter when he pays it, he can pay it late if he wants, as long as my client gets the money. And I disagree with that argument, Your Honor, and so I amended my petition to include case law that supports the fact that even if Mr. Sykes pays, it's not okay that he's paying late. The courts should consider.
Objection, Your Honor, I don't know how this goes to I don't know how this is relevant to the attorney's fees, it's more like oral argument.
sustain.
The point I was trying to make, Your Honor, is that I had to do research, and so that increased the costs. We did have to amend our pleading because of it. We did have to serve Mr. Sykes twice in this case. To date, not counting today, my client has incurred attorney's fees and costs in the amount of $8,563. We're asking that the court grant a judgment against Mr. Sykes in favor of my client for that amount of fees. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Thank you. Any questions for Attorney Berline?
No,
Okay, would you rest?
I do, Your Honor, if I have any time left, I'll reserve that cross-examination.
All right, you have 7 minutes and 15 seconds left. Counsel, you have 4 minutes and 18 seconds left. You may call your first witness.
yes, thank you, Judge, I'll call my client, Justin Seats.
Okay,
Sorry.
Mr. Seitz, just pull the microphone close to your mouth.
The cross-examination becomes one of the most intense moments of the hearing, as the defense attorney systematically breaks down each alleged violation. He shows that many payments were only a few days late, challenging the idea that this constitutes contempt. The questioning sharpens when he directly references jail and handcuffs, forcing the mother to confront the consequences she is requesting. Objections are raised, and the judge steps in, but the pressure remains constant. This is where the courtroom tension peaks, as the case shifts between legal technicality and emotional accountability in real time.
And whenever you're ready to proceed, counsel.
All right, Justin, I want to quickly address a few things that were testified to. Did you tell Ms. Seats that, or Sykes, that you that she can take you to court if she wants to receive her child support payments on time or anything to that effect?
No, I said she could contact her attorney to contact you.
Do you receive paychecks?
I do not.
And there is an allegation or there was testimony that you paid late even after this enforcement was filed. Do you recall that?
I do,
And why is that?
because I was coming up with the money to pay the retainer for this case.
Have you been making your child support payments every month?
Yes,
And you acknowledge that your payments are sometimes a few days after the first.
that's correct.
Okay, now let's talk about when you're paying child support versus when it's reflected on the OAG report. My understanding is that there's a discrepancy there. Can you please explain that to the court?
There is the OAG records the payment process, a minimum of 5 days after the payment is actually made. So if I make a payment on the first, every month it's going to show the earliest on the OAG account as being paid on the 6th. There is no direct correlation to the day that I pay and the day that it's shown on the OAG account.
And is that substantiated by the evidence that has already been pre-admitted into court today?
Absolutely, all of my payments show that correlation.
Did you pay May child support yet?
Yes, on the first.
Okay, and again, as we sit here on May 4th, it is not reflected on the OAG's financial activity report. Is that correct?
Correct. It will not be reflected until at least the 6th.
Okay.
That's standard.
As we sit here today, are you behind on child support?
I am not.
Okay, do you believe that you are actually ahead as we sit here today?
I believe so.
Do you believe that once the direct payment affidavit that Ms. Sides has completed is submitted to the OAG, that will actually show that you've significantly overpaid in child support?
I believe so.
Have you ever been more than 30 days behind?
I have, yes.
And when was that?
That was February of 2026.
You understand there's an allegation that you were more than 30 days behind in September of 2025?
I was not, I made the payment on September 30th and it did not record until the following month.
And again, your bank statements reflect the timing of that.
Correct.
Okay. When did you make that February 2026 payment?
I made it on March 1st along with the payment for March. So I think both at the same time.
And do you recall what date that you made that double payment for February and March of 2026?
On March 1st, and it reflected payment, I think either on the 6th or the 8th because of that OAG delay I was speaking to.
Just to give an example of this, if you look at tab 4 of the binder in front of you, exhibit F4. Go 5 pages from the back for me. Are these snapshots from your bank statement? And Ms. Sites alleges that you paid the September 2025 payment over a month late, correct?
Correct.
And when did that payment leave your bank account according to your statement?
It left my bank account on September 30th.
So even if you were to pay on the first of the month each month, you believe that she still would not receive it for approximately 5 days.
I am certain that's correct.
Why do you not pay child support exactly on the first day of the month every month?
I am self-employed and my cash flow is not steady. I don't take a typical paycheck. And so I make the payments when I do have the funds on a monthly basis to do so. And it's my first priority when I receive those funds.
Do you intend to pay every month?
I do.
Have you tried to stay current?
Yes, I have.
Are you taking steps to ensure earlier payments going forward?
Yes, I am.
Are you refusing to pay child support?
I am not.
Ask the witness.
All right. Cross.
Thank you. Mr. Sykes, you just testified that the September of 2025 payment that you made, it came out on the 30th, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, and when was it due?
It was due on September 1st.
Okay, so it was paid 29 days late,
It was due on September 1st.
and you paid it 29 days late, correct?
I paid it on September 30th.
Okay, 29 days late, correct?
I paid it on September 30th.
Okay, is that hard for you to admit that it was paid 29 days late?
No, it's not. Because it's due September 1st. But based on our decree, it's not technically in default until after 30 days after the 1st.
Okay. So you think that date that says you have to pay it on the 1st of each month, you think that doesn't apply to you, correct?
That's incorrect.
Okay. The rules don't apply to you, but they apply to everyone else.
That's incorrect.
Objection, argumentative.
Sustain.
If it's your impression that you can't violate the order as long as you're not more than 30 days late, correct?
Objection or demented?
Sustain, rephrase.
Is it your position that you can't violate the order as long as you're paying within 30 days of the due date?
That is not my position.
Now you've seen our pleading, correct?
Yes,
There's several violations, in particular 7 through 15, where we've alleged that you paid more than 5 days late. You aware of that?
yes.
Okay. And so the issue that you're raising in relation to when the OAG processes the payments, how long it takes them to post the payments, doesn't apply to those violations, does it?
The dates that you're showing are still minimum 5 days after the date actually made payment.
May I first witness turn?
Yes.
Here the defense introduces a major twist by focusing on payment records and reconciliation issues. They argue that official state logs do not reflect direct payments made to the mother, creating an incomplete financial picture. The attorney suggests that once properly accounted for, the father may actually be ahead on his obligation rather than behind. The mother struggles to clarify inconsistencies, while the defense highlights documentation gaps and prior correspondence about settlement attempts. This section raises serious doubt about the accuracy of the enforcement claim itself and whether the alleged arrears even exist as presented.
I'm going to show you our violations here that we have in our amended petition, 7 through 15. Let's look at 7 through 14. Payments were due on the first of each of those months, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And in June of 2025, the payment was made on June 11th.
Is that what the OAG reflects?
Do you have my exhibit, Mom's 3 in front of me? Do you have Mom's 2, actually? Mom's 2?
I don't have any of your exhibits.
Should be in that stack to your right. Should be one that's marked Mom's exhibit 2.
Mom's exhibit 2.
Would you agree that this reflects when the payments were posted?
This reflects when they're posted but not when they're made.
If it takes 5 days, like you said,
Minimum 5 days.
okay. Would you agree that violations 7 through 14 show that you paid? There was more than 5 days. Those payments were more than 5 days late, correct?
That's correct.
And my clients told you about this issue, correct?
We have discussed it.
Okay. And did she make you aware that this is affecting her ability to pay her bills?
She made me aware that it affected her ability to go on a girls' trip.
Objection, non-responsive.
Sustain.
Did she make you aware that this affects her ability to pay her bills?
She did not.
Okay. And your response to her was that she needed to call an attorney.
But this can be handled through our attorneys.
Okay. So you told her to seek out legal representation for this issue.
I did.
And she did that, correct?
Correct.
And that's why we're here today.
That is not what we were stating.
I'll pass it over to Sean.
Okay. Counsel, you have 7 seconds left.
I was just gonna call myself for attorney's fees quickly,
Go ahead.
okay? My name is Lexi Limbaugh. I'm an attorney licensed to practice law in the state of
Your Honor,
Texas.
I'll stipulate to the qualification.
Okay.
Attorney's fees and costs incurred by my client attributable to this matter total $4,406. This does not include the preparation for and attendance at today's hearing, which is an additional $1,125 based upon 3 hours of my time here today. I'm requesting $5,000 in attorney's fees. My invoice started from the F7.
Thank you, counsel.
Thank you.
All right. Yes, I signed it. Thank you. Sir, you may return to your seat. The affidavit of direct payments, let me just make sure my math is correct. $17,711.11.
Your Honor, ours, I think, is a little bit less than that. Ours shows 12,444.53.
12,000.
444.53.
Is that reflected now on the OAG's payment record?
It is not. Your
It's our
Honor.
understanding that it is.
that makes a difference.
I think if we're looking at Ms. Linvall's F3,
Let me pull that one up.
it shows the credits.
So,
I see a $11,000 collection. Well, it's actually 3 collections there, October 5th, October 17th, and October the 22nd for about the amount that you said, counsel.
Correct.
and Your Honor, what I'm looking at is that it shows that there's a payment of September 9th, 2024. And then on the financial activity report, there's not showing a transaction for September. So there are transactions that are reflected on both parties' direct payment affidavits that are not reflected in the OAG payment log.
I think that's because the child support didn't start until November 1st of 2024.
So the direct payments wouldn't be on here. That were before that.
Right, so there's been payments made that are not reconciled with the OAG, and yet the OAG is only showing that he's one payment behind. He did make that payment. It's just hasn't shown yet because of the delay.
Right, and
I think I think the September payments were in relation to the temporary order that was in place at the time in the divorce case.
so what I'm looking at, the order says that the child support payments were supposed to start on November 1st, 2024. So if there was a temporary order, anything made prior to that would be for the temporary order.
That's correct.
Yes.
All right.
The final portion shifts into a reflective and emotionally charged exchange, focusing on attorney fees, intent, and responsibility. The mother acknowledges significant legal costs, while the defense questions whether those expenses are justified given the possibility of overpayment. The conversation turns sharply when jail is again mentioned, forcing a moral question about consequences versus intent. In the closing moments, the mother insists she repeatedly warned the father, saying he never took the issue seriously. The hearing ends with unresolved tension, leaving viewers questioning whether this is a case of neglect or simply a breakdown in payment timing.